So at this point, you may be asking, what's going on here? Why is he shredding brown paper bags? Is there something I don't know? Well, what I am doing is I shred brown paper bags to create more surface area for the cardboard or the brown paper bag, and I mix them into my compost, which is over there. Because everybody knows when you compost, you need a good mixture of brown and green. And I'm going to pause it, and we're about to go out there so I can show you my compost and how these brown paper bags have benefited the composting process. So this is my compost, one of them, and you'll notice that there are layers. Green, brown paper bag, green, brown paper bag, green, brown paper bag, green, brown paper bag. But as you get lower, it's just all black and brown from the decomposition that has happened. And as it decomposes, that's natural. So if I just show you, we have nice fresh greens on top, some weeds that I just pulled today, about an hour ago. But if I move, and it's full of bugs and flies and stuff, and that's a good sign. Under that is shredded brown paper bags. Under the layer of brown paper bags is green. Under that layer of green is more brown paper bags, and so on. So for a healthy compost, you want a good mixture of brown and green. Brown and green are more of descriptions of the things rather than the actual description of the color. So for instance, coffee grounds would be considered green. Green is high nitrogen things like coffee grounds and grass clippings and weeds and organic plant material that was living, very recent. Browns would be stuff like wood chips and brown paper bags and cardboard. And you want to make sure you're using cardboard or brown paper bags that does not have any glue or ink, unless it's soy-based ink or natural glue. You don't want to put that stuff in your compost because that's going to seep into the ground, and that's what you're going to be eating food from it. Oh, I didn't even notice these. These are radish seed pods and arugula seed pods and cauliflower seeds that I had put in here. These are actually still edible, but I'm not going to eat those. I think that's cauliflower. Sometimes you put plants in here. That's arugula flowers. When I pull weeds from my garden and get rid of crops that I don't want anymore, they'll continue to grow in the compost, which is good. They'll root down into the soil of the compost and continue to grow and flower. There are some plants that I pull that haven't even flowered yet, but as soon as I put them in the compost, they'll start to root down here, and then they'll start to flower. And I just let that process happen. It's natural, it's good. I'll see slugs, snails, snakes, caterpillars, a lot of ants, ladybugs, roly-polies. The more bugs that your compost has, the better. Lots of spiders, moths. It's just full of life. It creates its own heat. I water it, I rotate it. I've been making compost for probably over 30 years now. 25, 30 years, and I've kind of perfected it to a science by layering the browns and the greens You can see green, brown, green, brown, green. And then, like I said, when you get lower, it kind of just turns black from the decomposition that's happening. And that's completely normal. Yeah, this is how I make the best dirt that I can find, is the dirt that I make. Just natural. I put everything in here. Bones, meat, fish, poultry, milk, fats, green organic material, grass clippings, thorn bushes, flowers, wood chips. I mean, you name it, I put it in here, and it seems to do pretty good. And I try to keep it full. It's almost impossible to keep your compost full. You know, if I fill it to the rim tonight, you know, tomorrow it's gonna be down a few inches. Like this yesterday, this was all the way to the rim. It was all the way full. And today it's, you know, 6, 7, 8 inches down from the top. I just keep stacking it in, and I water it. I let it do its thing, and it just keeps compacting down there and creating dirt. And there's some pumpkin seeds there. There's some dry grass. Yeah, oh look, there's a pumpkin growing right there. That's funny. There's a couple of pumpkins growing there. Some of those pumpkin seeds must have sprouted. I've also grown food from my compost. I've had composts where, you know, the whole top of it was just potato plants, and I just let them grow. And you just wash your plants and eat them. It attracts some bugs, you know, some flies might be attracted to it, but that's a good sign. That's what you want. You want bugs of all walks of life on your compost. I mean, the more I let birds go in there, the more life that is walking around your compost. They dig, they scratch, you know, they poop, they eat. That's what makes the compost hot, with all these microorganisms and beneficial bacteria and stuff like that. Beneficial organisms, I mean. That's what you want in a compost. You want a variety of life. You want it to be a mixture. I don't just put grass clippings in there. Sometimes when I go on walks, you know, on places outside of town, I collect leaves from different trees to put in my compost. You want a mixture of life. You want a mixture of different things. You never want to use the same stuff. Of course, I put my same food scraps in the brown paper bags, but when it comes to the green material, I try to get a mixture of everything. And that's what makes the best dirt.